Hi, Anissa Coy here with Firehouse Education and this week's Ask Anissa video column. And this week the question that we're going to answer and talk about comes in from Donald. And Donald asked me, how would I handle a situation when we're dealing with policy limits, reaching policy limits on a contents job? So there's a few things that you definitely want to do even before, right from the very beginning when you're dealing with a content job, okay? I always ask about policy limits in the beginning because we do want to know. Sometimes, unfortunately, people have good maybe coverage on their structure, but they don't have very good coverage on their contents. For instance, they might have ACV versus RCV and things like that. So when you're in a job and you're concerned about policy limits, let's say you've done your estimate of repairs and the estimate of cleaning, repairing, and getting rid of the log destroyed items of contents and storing is going to run, say, $40,000. Let's say that their policy limit's $60,000. The first thing that I'm going to do is have a very open, frank conversation with my homeowner, okay? I'm going to make sure that they're aware that this is what it will take to get their items into pre-loss condition and store them while their structure is being handled, that sort of thing. And I'm going to give them an opportunity to be able to possibly do some things or handle some things on their own. All right. Now this is very important that you only allow certain things to be done this way for your homeowner to handle them. So, and by the way, when we're talking about these policy limits, obviously it's, they're destroyed items, they're going to max out their policy, okay, because they're destroyed items and the cleaning is going to come up to more than what their policy would pay them out. So, a few things you can give your homeowner that I would give them to do would be, one, they could handle their own laundry. When I say laundry, I'm not talking about draperies, that sort of thing, just the everyday clothing that they would wear. It is fairly, depending on the degree of the fire, would be something that I would trust a homeowner to do. The other thing would be for them to actually do the logging of their destroyed items on their own. Now, this is not ideal, okay, obviously, but they don't have all the money that they need in their policy to be able to do all of these things exactly the way they should be done by a restoration contractor. So I understand that it's going to make it more difficult for them to do their own log destroyed, but it is a way that they could help save some money on their restoration job and be able to afford to buy more of their destroyed items, replace them with their insurance money. Another thing would be for them to actually handling the disposal of those items, them actually taking those items to the dump or getting a dumpster on their own that they pay for. Another thing would be for them to actually get their own storage unit and handle storing their own contents, and they could pay for them on a monthly basis that way. It's going to be less expensive for them in the long run, and therefore that would save them some money. Now, excuse me, there are definitely things that I would absolutely not want my homeowner to handle if I'm going to be doing an unconditional guarantee, as I do on most of my jobs, for odor. Okay, and if you do have your homeowner or give them the option because they have policy limits to handle some things on their own, be sure that you discuss your guarantee for odor. And it may be something where if they're going to handle these things like maybe their own laundry items, that you would not be able to give them that odor guarantee. So it is definitely something for them to weigh and think about. Well, Donald, I hope that answered your question, and I hope that y'all found the video valuable. Please be sure and keep questions coming into me at Anissa@firehouseeducation.com, and I will see you on next week's video.